Welcome back to the channel. Today we want to share with you what we think are the 10 must-haves for stealth van camping. Plus, if you stick around later on in the video, we're going to let you in on a little secret of one bonus item that we think is awesome. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Tamara.
And I'm Denon.
Thanks for watching. Stealth camping is an art. Part minimalization, part preparation, and a whole lot of problem solving. Over the past 18 months, we've gone through 3 different iterations of our van build, refining every inch until it starts to feel like our home away from home. And in that time, we've discovered 10 things that make this van a stealth camper. Our latest build is the one. Bright, clean, calm, with soft whites, creams, grays, and neutral colors. It's pretty much the same aesthetic that we have at home, just on wheels. It's pretty much an extension of ourselves crammed in this little micro stealth camper van. These are the 10 must-haves for stealth van camping, counting down from 10 to 1. And make sure you stick around to the very end, because we're also sharing one bonus item that we just don't talk about enough. But honestly, we just couldn't live without it. But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell, because we have a lot of cool things coming up over the next couple of weeks. And of course, we left links for everything that we're talking about today in the description below in case you are interested. Thanks so much. So, starting off at number 10, it's storage. Of course, in a small van, space is gold, right? Over the last 18 months, we've added plenty of shelving and storage underneath the bed, but we've realized that we needed to buy extra storage because there were some things that just wouldn't fit in our van. Of course, when we started adding gear like paddle boards, the tent, and even our portable toilet, we knew it was time to upgrade to some rooftop storage. That's when we found the Thule Pulse M614 cargo box. We purchased it from our pals at Rack Attack for about $550, but you can still find the exact same item on Amazon for the same price. This storage box is compact, aerodynamic, and surprisingly roomy. Mounted on the roof, it keeps all of our bulky items outside, up top, and out of the van so it doesn't get all messy or cluttered. It's also secure, waterproof, and looks like it's supposed to be on the van. We use it to store big bulky items that we don't use on an everyday basis, but things that we still can't live without. It's one of those investments that just makes van life so much more comfortable and easy. Of course, it's not just about space, it's also about comfort, especially when you're sleeping in a sealed metal box. So that leads us to number 9, ventilation. If you've ever slept in a van in the middle of the summer, you know how miserable it can get without ventilation. But of course, we didn't want to cut holes in our van and kind of expose the fact where it could start leaking and really ruin our whole van build, because it is all made out of wood, right? So our solution was simple. The PayU window screen bug covers and the Butteest USB Powered Fan. The screens slide right over the windows like kind of pillowcases, and then you leave the windows just open a little bit of a crack. We set up the USB fan right in the back of the van right here, and voila, you have instant ventilation without damaging the van roof. Something we were pretty stoked about. And this little fan has a little bonus feature. We turn it around when Tamara's cooking and it acts like a mini exhaust fan. Pretty cool. Both of these cost about 28 bucks each. I'd say it's pretty well worth it. It's one of those simple setups that works exactly the way that you want it to. And it keeps us totally comfortable and cozy no matter where we decided to park for the night. Speaking of essentials, let's move on from air to water. We started off with the big blue water containers that you can purchase from pretty much any hardware store in Canada and the US, and really didn't like how bulky and ugly they were. And of course the spigots would never turn properly, so you'd have to use 2 hands, and it really annoyed me. I think I'm still annoyed by it. Of course, that one always wound up splashing everywhere, and that was also annoying. After dealing with all the splashing and spilling and the bulkiness, we decided to do some research and found that this military grade water container was exactly what we were looking for. And only 36 bucks, it was a pretty good deal. It's built tough, looks really good against our whole decor, and the best feature for me was the ease of use when it comes to turning the knob. This thing is buttery smooth and the water just comes out perfectly. Not like that blue one where I had to turn the spigot and it would turn with it. Oh, hated it. This is perfect because it tucks right underneath our bed and is awesome for a few days off grid. It fits our setup, our aesthetic, and our routine perfectly. And when it's time to set up camp, sometimes you need a little bit more living space. So that brings us to number 7. Extra space. Of course, stealth camping usually means minimalistic, tight living quarters, but does it always have to? When we're parked at a campsite, we want to have a little bit more space, so it's nice to spread out a bit. We experimented at first. We had tarps and ropes and magnets, and then we eventually went to the tail veil, but all the colors did not fit what we were trying to go for. That's when we found this generic beige car camping tent for about 110 bucks. It's not flashy, but attaches really easily to the back of the van, totally extends our living space, and gives us some coverage and protection from all the bugs. We added some flooring, some nice throw rugs, and made it super cozy. It's kind of like a little camping lounge now, and it's super quick to set up, totally fits our color scheme, and gives us a sense of home base when we're out on the road. And of course, once you've got your living room set up, you need someplace to sit, and it needs to be comfortable. So that leads us to our next one, number 6, chairs. We went through a few rounds of bad ones, most notably the Home Depot black camping chairs. Those things were about 6 bucks, and you get what you pay for. They're pretty much designed to punish your posture, make everything super uncomfortable, but hey, they're cheap, right? Come on. They didn't match our van, they were super uncomfortable, and honestly kind of looked just sad. That's when we found the Go Plus beach camping chairs. Now, they are a little bit pricey at 65 bucks each, but they're super comfy, super cozy, and they match our aesthetic perfectly. They work really well inside the tent, around a campfire, and they are awesome for our mobile cafe setup. These chairs are the kind of details that make our van feel intentional instead of like temporary, because they are in our van all the time. And now, since comfort is totally covered, let's talk about something that's also important. Cooking. That comes in at number 5. Of course, when you are stealth camping, the last thing you want is a big, noisy setup. You don't want smoke bellowing out of the back of your van or outside of the windows or anything like that. You want it to be a simple, clean, effective setup. We used to use the Coleman Classic 2-burner propane stove. And of course, it's super effective, super easy to set up, but there's a few things that we really didn't like about it. Particularly the propane smell and storage. We hated carting around those little propane bottles bouncing around inside the van. So we wound up switching over to the Duxtop electric induction cooktop stove. It only cost us about 85 bucks, which is about 5 or 10 bucks more than the classic Coleman stove, but it totally fits our aesthetic. It's super easy to set up, it's quiet, it cools down a lot faster, plus it's compact, it's efficient, and silently runs off of our power station. It heats fast, there's no open flame, and tucks away neatly right after use. It's the kind of upgrade that not only looks cleaner, but feels cleaner. No fumes, no fuss, and it keeps the stealth setup stealthy. But cooking is only half the battle. You have to keep your food fresh. So that leads us to number 4, food storage, and in particular, refrigeration. We basically built our whole van build around the dimensions of our Bodega 12-volt fridge freezer. It holds pretty much everything that we need for our 2-day trips, our 1-day trips, and our day trips. Only costs us about 160 bucks. It's compact, it's energy efficient, and perfectly fits our setup. We can store food enough for several days, keep all of our drinks cold, and when we want to turn it into a freezer, we just use the app, boom, we're good to go. For a van our size, it's a huge win. Now this next one might not be so glamorous, but it is a necessity. That brings us to number 3, our Boxio Toilet. Stealth camping means being self-sufficient, and that also includes bathroom breaks. After researching a few different setups, Tamara found the Boxio starter kit for about 240 bucks. It's compact, it's discreet, and simple to use. It doesn't look like a toilet, and the kit includes a base, the wood chips, the bags, a little jug for the wood chips, and a bunch of clips to hold it all together. We've pretty much used it on every single camping trip, every road trip, every day trip, and it's something that's really kind of kept us out of the gas station bathrooms, out of public bathrooms, and I feel like it's kept us a little bit more sanitary. No germs, no gross door handles. Our toilet has been a game changer. It's something that you don't really think that you appreciate until you get it, and then you really do. Of course, everything in the van needs to run on something, and we don't use diesel, and we don't really like propane. So, of course, electricity is the way to go. And that brings us to number 2, power. And that's why we purchased the Bluetti AC 180. So we spent a few weeks researching all the best power stations and realized that the Bluetti AC 180 was the one that we needed. We needed something that was portable, that charged fast, and could handle things like our kettle, our cooktop, and our coffee maker. We purchased it for about 515 bucks, but I have seen some deals where it's gone down to almost $400 at times. It's quiet, it's compact, it's efficient, and it lasts about 2 days on a full charge for us. And at 35 pounds, it's not light, but it fits perfectly under our bed. After months of full usage, we trust this thing completely. It's basically the heartbeat of our van setup. We couldn't do anything without the Bluetti AC 180. We love it. So what is the number one thing that every stealth camper van absolutely needs? That brings us to our number 1, a big, comfortable, cozy bed. And in our case, it's a queen size bed. We built our entire build from scratch. And one of the things we needed to make sure that we had is a queen size bed. It's basically what we sleep on at home, stuffed inside this little tiny van. And of course, underneath we have our storage, our pull-out kitchen, our bedding, pretty much everything that we need that doesn't go in our Thule rooftop storage. Now, one of the things that makes our queen-size bed so cozy are the IKEA cushions that we purchased. They were found in the kids section. They're actually a day bed. We cut them into squares, arranged them so that it makes a full queen-size bed. We purchased them for about 100 bucks each. There's 2 sets, and it really completes our setup. Once laid out, they form a full queen-size bed. Then we add our Amazon bedding and a cozy duvet. After that, it feels like a real bedroom on wheels. It's warm, soft, and comfortable enough to sleep through almost anything, city noise included. Every night when we crawl into that bed, it feels like home. And isn't that what stealth camping is really all about? Turning a small, ordinary space into something that feels like your own. But of course, we promised a bonus item, and this is something that we really can't live without. Is it a necessity? Probably not, but that is the Keurig coffee maker. It's a push-button pod coffee maker, and it really has helped us conserve power when it comes to our stealth camping. Would you believe that it takes less power to power that than a kettle? Yeah, about 40% less. It heats up super fast, and it's one that fuels our every morning. When we wake up and make that first cup of coffee, it's not just a routine. It's a piece of normal life packed into this tiny van. And honestly, that's what makes it a must-have. So there you have it. That's our 10 must-haves for stealth van camping. Plus, one bonus that keeps us going every day. These aren't sponsored picks or anything that we purchased just for this video. They're the tools that make our adventures possible. It also makes our van feel like it's a home away from home. And of course, we put all the links in the description below, just in case you want to check some things out. And we would love to hear from you. What are your must-haves? Did we miss something that you swear by? Drop it in the comments below. We always love to hear what everybody else has to say. And of course, if you found this video helpful, or if you like what we're doing, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It would really help us out. Over the next couple of weeks, we have some really cool videos coming up. We're going to review a brand new electric water heater, and we bought another awning for the back of our van to help with those mobile cafe setups. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next video. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Tamara.
And I'm Denon.
Thanks for watching.